Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, yesterday, Zelensky, the president of the Ukrainian nation, was supposed to virtually have a little presentation to the US Senate and some high shots, big shots, which are the defense minister and others, the foreign minister, which is the State Department, the secretary of the State Department, what's his name, Blinken. And all that was supposed to be behind closed doors, and Zelensky would ask for money and will tell everybody why you guys need to give me the money, otherwise Russia will be at your doorsteps. And we have, after that, what did Zelensky do? He canceled that. So everything was done. So they were in the room. The senators were in the room with these idiots. As I said, Blinken and Austin were in the room, and Zelensky was about to show up. And at one point, this is what was covered yesterday, Zelensky abruptly canceled his appearance. What happened? Why did that happen? Well, we find out half, or maybe one of the reasons why. He said, that's how it was reported yesterday, that he had an emergent thing to do, emergency, something that he had to take care of it right now. Which I said, what happened? Did the Russians detonated a nuclear weapon, destroyed something over there? The Russians are coming towards Kiev. What could have possibly happened that you canceled an hour or 2 hours with these guys? So important that you don't show up. I said it didn't happen over there, it happened here, or he was told something, you don't get anything, or you get everything, so he didn't have to do it. Now we are told why some senators, Republican senators, walked out of the room, Senate chamber. They said, you know what, we are leaving. That's why Zelensky was not speaking, because these guys supposedly, now, I don't know if this is a game. I mean, it's always a game in politics, but it's a game for us to think, oh, those are fighting for us. Those are the senators that are fighting for us. Whereas later, they will agree to the deal. What's the deal? Let me show you. Russia Today, 6th of December 2023. US Republicans reveal why they walked out of Senate Ukraine briefing. The meeting on aid to Ukraine was a waste of time, end quote, as the Democrats would not play ball on border security, GOP members have said. What do you mean? Border security and Ukraine? Yes, that's exactly how these guys are doing things. So they say, you let me rob that bank and I'll let you take care of my mom. What? I don't want either of these to occur. There's two separate issues. That's how they combine in one little vote things that you agree and things you disagree. I say, well, that was that's politics. That's how you negotiate. No, that's how you do. You do this vote for this only, this issue only. Like, let's say, aid for Israel. This issue right here. Aid for Ukraine, aid. Military, money and weapons, whatever. And then this is the border. Now you can say, if you vote for this, I'm going to vote for this. What's in the interest of the country? How come you can see things so differently? So here, they tell us it was about the money for those guys, plus Taiwan, versus the money for the border, US border security. And the senators were supposed to say, yes, we're all for the package. So the package is three things for others, one thing for us, and we're going to give you the border security if you give us money for others. What? What kind of country we live in? Democracy, right? With free speech, huh? Politics. In a real society, those senators over there and their donors would have been not working. So here it is. A classified high-stakes U.S. Senate briefing on Ukraine has spiraled out of control, with some Republicans storming out of the meeting, some fuming over Democrats' perceived reluctance to cut a deal on aid to Kiev by making concessions on tighter immigration control. I'm going to show you, I have another article ready, I'm going to show you the money allocated for Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and the money allocated for border security, which is money for attorneys. You can't make shit up. I'm going to show you. Let's go back to this little thing. So it says Tuesday's closed door meeting, which was attended by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, and several other top U.S. officials, was supposed to focus on a $111 billion security package backed by Democrats. I have it in a second article, because here they don't tell you how the funds will be allocated. I will show you how the funds will be allocated. And if that doesn't make your blood boil, then I don't know, you are... Anyway, the measure included aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, as well as addressing U.S. border security. What does one have to do with the other three? What the hell? It's like, I let you leave if you let me rob your bank, or you give me money for that. What? They're not related. And it's politics. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be America first, our nation first. And if you tell me that those three countries mentioned over there is America first, I don't know, go over there, I don't know, work for them, but don't get my money into that. And that's how democracy works. The majority rules. Yeah? Why don't you organize a referendum about these issues and see how many people will vote for it? Because you're afraid. That's why. You know that the people will vote the other way, then these guys, the weasel in charge of us, elected officials to represent us, will vote. They vote differently than we do, and they represent us. They know better. We are dumbasses, right? That's why you have the Electoral College. For the same reason. They don't let you vote for the president by yourself. The peasants and the laborers and the pipe laying and the homestay moms, or no, they will not let you do that, even though you're citizens and they tell us that we have equal, we are all decent and sophisticated. Now, in case we vote the wrong way, that's why it's the Electoral College over there. They will vote the way they want to vote, not you. That's the buffer. Read about it. Now, the briefing got off to a rocky start. However, when Ukrainian President Zelensky, who was scheduled to participate online, failed to do so due to last-minute snag. Now, I don't know if Zelensky did not show up first, or these guys walked out because of Zelensky, because of the package. I'm not sure, because they don't tell us, they will probably not tell us the chronology of events. Now, according to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, this is the guy who organized the whole garbage. He is a Zelensky Stein. So I think that's very subjective over there, just to start with. Antony Blinken is a Zelensky Stein. Again, that he's the foreign minister of this country. I was about to say Lloyd Austin is a Zelensky Stein. No, but his heart is stands with them. All right, so Republican leader Mitch McConnell, this is a guy who should not be doing anything, not even walk his dog if he has one, attempted to hijack the agenda by asking a fellow party member to present the GOP proposals on border security instead of questioning Biden's officials about Ukraine aid. So they want to start with their agenda, not with the other ones. When the Democrats objected, one of the Republicans was disrespectful and started screaming at one of the generals and challenging him to why they didn't go to the border. One of the generals. They're in charge of you, my friends. When it finally came to Ukraine aid, some Republican lawmakers called the discussions a waste of time, claiming that Biden officials provided generic and repetitive answers. People got up and walked out because this is a waste of time. They just said this isn't worth it. This is a joke. You're not serious about it, the GOP Senator Kevin Cramer said. Now, so they agreed to the border garbage, and when they talked to the Ukrainians, Ukrainian stuff, they were a problem. All right, let's go to the other article. Ukrainska Pravda. U.S. Senate presents $111 billion finance package with aid to Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan. We're going to go over this so you see where the money goes to, the finances, and you tell me if that is America first. Don't give me the garbage that by defending Ukraine we actually is America. No, I don't buy that shit. Don't tell me about the other two as well. Israel is a different country, Ukraine is a different country, and Taiwan is a different location. Okay? None of this have on their forehead USA. But one of them, anyway, Wednesday, 6 December 2022. So let's see what's going on here. So remember, it's $111 billion. And some billions are going to miss, I guess. It says here, it says 15 billion out of 111 in support for Ukraine. Military training, intelligence, data sharing, and increased presence in the European command area and responsibility. Now, this also 10 billion for Israel. So Ukraine got 15 billion, Israel got 10.6, which is, as noted, includes $4 billion for air defense as well as 1.2 billion to accelerate the development of the Iron Beam missile defense system, end quote. Now, it also includes $43 billion for measures aimed at increasing the country's arms and ammunition production capability. This is the profiteers right here. So 43 out of almost half of the 111 are for military, for army, for the contractors, the donors, the guys in charge of the politicians and the guys in charge of this and that. Those guys, the donors. Remember, 43.6. 43, more than everything else. Investing in the U.S. submarine industrial base. This word, memorize these two words. Industrial base, memorize it. That is military industrial complex. They say military base, industrial base, industrial base. What is that? Weapons, creating bases, weapons. That's the base, the foundation. And increasing its stockpile, production. All right, it's not, so that is, you got what? You got 43 plus 10, okay? So that's what? 53, 40, 50, 54. 54 with 15, right, is 64, is 71. So about 71 out of 111 is three things. Military industrial complex, the big chunk. You got Israel a little bit. You got... But remember, these are billions of dollars, my friends. We talk about billions like, oh, it's only 15. It's billions. And then we got Ukraine. And wait, we're going to go further to Taiwan. And you see how much money these guys allocate for the border, for us. Because if you think that the how do you call it, industrial base is for us, yeah, okay. All right. Everything is like indirectly, far away. All right, let's move on here. Among the provisions the Democrats pointed out in Tuesday package, I don't see Taiwan. Do you see anywhere Taiwan? I don't see Taiwan anywhere mentioned here. I don't see Taiwan. But maybe it's going to be further down here. So it says, among the provisions the Democrats pointed out in Tuesday's package is the allocations of approximately $1.4 billion to hire immigration judges teams. So they hire people that we're going to pay, the taxpayer supposedly, even though we are bankrupt, we're going to pay for judges for the immigration cases because you have illegal immigration. Why don't we have no illegal immigration? Then you're going to save $1.4 billion. You put it in schools, you put it in infrastructure. So you have $1.4 billion in higher immigration judges teams, including associate attorneys, law clerks, paralegals, court administrators, interpreters, and other support staff, among other things. Eliminate the issue and you don't have to allocate any money. Turn off the water putting in your house from the pipe, go down and then repair the pipe, and then we turn it on. There's not going to be any dripping in any water coming in your house, if the pipe is broken. Don't try to seal the pipe or use squeegees or towels to, the water is coming. Go down, turn it off, no water coming, fix the pipe, turn the water, and that's it. That's how you fix a problem. But here, $1.4 billion to hire these guys because you have a problem. Problem solved? No $1.4 billion. And it's not over. All right, it says the bill also provides hundreds of millions of US dollars for efforts to address the blockage of DNA samples collected from migrants encountered by the US Border Patrol. No issue, no money. Democrats say the bill would also provide more than $5 billion in emergency funding for the US Customs and Border Protection. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but it's only $5 billion. And about 2.3 billion in emergency funding for immigration and customs enforcement. Again, no problem, you don't have this problem. So you got what? 2.3 with 5 is 7.3, right? 7, 7.3, 8.3, 8.7. Let's say 9. 9 billion for the immigration out of 111 so far. That's it. That's it. So I'm guessing that you have the rest for Taiwan, about $10 billion or something, or $15 billion. You got that? 40-some billion dollars for the military, for the guys in charge of us, actually. Then you got 15 for the Ukrainians. You got 10.6 for the Israel. You got 8 billion for us, for the country, plus solving some problems that would generate more problems, you know. And then you got what? Taiwan, the rest, about what? 15 billion, I'm guessing. Wasn't it? It was what? 40, 50, 60, 70. So it was about 70 something, 70, 80. Let's say it must have been about 20 billion, because 111 minus the 43, and then you got 10. Israel, and they got 15. Right, so it's 40, 50, 60, 70, about 70 some. I can't remember how much I said in the past, 70 some. Then you got about 9, that's 80 some. Let's say 90, at least 20 billion. It's for something that we're not told here. So this is how they are doing business. So in all that, you put the immigration in our country, where something that should be something separate and solved. That could be solved immediately, in 2 hours. In 2 hours, I guarantee you that if the United States of America implements fair and just and legal measures to stop immigration, in 15 minutes, they don't have to do it in more than 15 minutes. The word would spread so fast that you will have less than 1% of crazy people, so crazy, to try to cross the border illegally. I guarantee you that. They have the means, they don't have the order, because they have the balls. They're not allowed. They're not allowed. Now that's treason for you. That is treason for you. It's like you have in your house some people allowing other people from other locations to enter your house without your permission and say, I can't stop that, I can't stop that, I can't stop that. There's many ways to stop that, to minimize it below 1%. They were not there to approach the border. Not there. We have the means and we have the balls, but some people don't let us. Right? So here it is. Now you know partly what was in that garbage package and what they tell us that the brave senators walked out. They should not have been in that meeting at all, or for that package, and they should not at all. Why do you need to listen to that guy telling you, oh, you owe me money, and if you don't give me money, those children, 500 children died, these civilians, this infrastructure, give me the money. If you don't, it's because of you, but when you gave us the air defense systems, we saved lives. So therefore, more weapons and more money will save our lives. And remember, we are fighting for you, actually. If we don't stop the craziest, the Russians coming over, next day they will be in your bedroom talking to your wife and taking your children to the gulags. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick of this garbage, man. It's such a garbage angle they put it. But you have, empathy, These guys are focused on down, not on up. I told you when I used to work at a certain institution, they came over there and they hung a calendar. And the calendar were some, oh my God, Paralympics, I think you call them. So people with disability, but not with disabilities, they blow up. Like, it was people with, I don't have nothing against them. I think they should be treated and taken care of. With, what was that syndrome? Down syndrome? It was not Paralympic, something like that. A Down syndrome competition, and they were all the champions. That was the calendar was placed in our office. And I was thinking, that's great, good effort for those people that are under the condition, but that's not the direction we want to go. There's a people who are going to take care of them and help them. But don't come with that, and that's the only calendar in the office. I didn't see over there Mike Tyson calendar. So violent. Or someone that really pushed the human quality to maximum in sports. I don't know, what's his name? Bolt, the Jamaican sprinter. I didn't see anything of that over there. Or someone who really did something fantastic. Or a scientist. You see basketball players. Hoops. Is that what it is? Is this the level of our society? Is this where they want to go? This we are supposed to admire? To emulate this? To a certain level, you do that. But is that like looking down, not looking up? It's like you teach a class for the stupidest of the class. Yes, of the stupidest of the class. Instead of looking at the guy and providing, hey, we have to drag everybody up. What do you drag everybody up? Basketball. How many scientists do you know? Fauci does not count as a scientist. All right, how many do you know? Just think about it. How many basketball players do you know? How many, I don't know, idiot VIPs nowadays, the artists, that, my God, I saw some videos, not of my decision, videos with some women. I want to tell, I can't remember who was that. It was Beyonce dancing with another one, and they said, oh, she's 50, she dances like, and some others like whatever, the Stallion, and Jesus Christ. I am anchored somewhere in decency, even though I'm not that decent. When I saw that, I was like, this is not pole dancing. Is porn dressed. I don't know. I looked at it, I was thinking, well, I liked Elvis Presley when he came on in a 50 and with that dancing and so on, was like, oh my God, that's awful. But compare that to this. And this is the mainstream. These guys are millionaires, multi-millionaires, hundreds of millions worth of money. Rihanna and Bayana and the other one, Swift, and what are those moves? I've never seen in bed those moves. And you see them on the stage. What is that? God, what is that? And don't tell me that's not the mainstream. Don't tell me. That's one of the reasons I left Romania. Because garbage like that was pushed as mainstream. Illiterate people on the TV telling us left and right with below 86 IQ, naked women with nothing but a pussy and two boobs over there on the... What is this? This is degeneration. Degeneration. Why did I start this? Because these guys were not focused on our society. They were focused on everywhere else but us. We destroy our country. We destroy our spirit. These guys are... What are the values anymore? That's entertainment. Well, some people get entertained by torturing others. Are we going to use that as entertainment? Are we going to use that one? I'm for as much freedom as possible without harming. But when things are pushed, do you think that if you would show Rihanna or the Stallion or something, let's say to a person from 1950s, and you show them how they perform on stage, do you think they would say, wow, they're so progressive? Yes, I never thought that I can be so liberated. Do you think that's the way? I mean, that's not progress. I think this is regress. That's cave. But the problem is they're dragging our kids into that with the schools. You don't know what the hell they are teaching over there. I mean, I know, but garbage. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.